In this video, I'm going to explain how to find a trade using the TT Blackbox. So, first off, you have to define if you want to day trade or swing trade. If you decide that you want to day trade, make sure that you have enough day trades to where you won't be locked in to a trade if you have to bail out, just so you don't get hit by the PDT rule. Now, if the PDT rule isn't an issue, then you're fine and you don't need to worry about that. So, this holds true for both the day and swing trades. It just comes down to defining for yourself what you want to do as a trader and how you want to trade. So, the next thing that you need to do to find a trade using the TT Blackbox is you can either, if you're looking for day trades, just watch the flow as this flow comes through, pick up a trade, filter for it, and then just watch that flow as it goes throughout the day. Now, as these alerts trigger, it is going to look like a lot, looking back on these alerts. But the reason why it does this, it's basically holding your hand and walking you through the trade. So we can pull up, ticker GRUB right here. Let me pull the chart over. I'm going to put it on the 5-minute chart. And you can see where I just basically, just scrolled back to the beginning of the day here. Since if you're watching this flow, you won't have all this time, since that time hasn't happened yet. So going back at 8:40 Central for GRUB, it alerted a bullish 5-minute mover. So the way these alerts work out is it's basically predicting what it sees based off its calculations as to, what is to come. So at 8:40 Central Time, this candlestick right here, this candle opened up at 44.75. And then you can see this flow as it walks you through the trade. And then we have a gap here. And this is just all based off the algorithms. So this first ticker, or this first alert, at 8:40 Central Time, it opens up at 44.75. And it doesn't take long before it hits its, daily high right there at 46.98. And you really cannot complain about taking 2 points profit off of a ticker with a PPS value in the $40 range. Now, let's say you come in the middle of the day and you're looking for a day trade, and you happen to look at Grubhub. You see all of these alerts. At that point, that's kind of something that you want to stay away from. When it continuously alerts, if you're not in the beginning part of those alerts for that day, for that category change, as it continues to alert, at some point, it's going to break down and go the other way. So seeing all these alerts right here coming in the middle of the day, this is not something that you would now want to jump into. What you would want to look for is a category change. That category change, going from, in this situation, bullish 5-minute mover to a bearish 5-minute mover. And that's when you want to start paying attention. Because look here at 13:25. And this is Central Time. 13:25 gives that first alert for a bearish 5-minute mover. And again, these 5-minute movers are day trades, only day trades. So this ticker at 13:25 Central Time opens up at 45.82. And it's not long before that thing hits a low down here at 44.19. So you get, like, literally are walked through these trades as the flow happens. Now, if you wanted to look for a swing trade, the only thing you would do, you click on swing trade. The swing trades will alert just whenever they meet the criteria for our algorithms. They can alert in different batches throughout the day. There have been times where the algorithms didn't even, find anything in the stock market that met everything at once, and it just didn't alert. So that's all you have to do to define what you want to do for your trades for that day. Is it going to be a day trade, a swing trade, whatever it may be. Now, as you see all these alerts, whether it's the swing trades, day trades, it doesn't matter. If you feel overwhelmed, just kind of take a step back. On average, it's only alerting around 100 tickers a day. It is scanning the entire market, but there's only going to be so many tickers that actually meet its parameters at once, and those parameters have to stick for it to start alerting. So the best way to do this, look at these alerts as they come through and pick what looks familiar to you. What companies look familiar to you? So I'm sure everybody knows who Goldman Sachs is. Ticker GS. I'll just click on, or I'll type in GS so I can filter only Goldman Sachs. And if I wanted to day trade Goldman Sachs, that's the only thing it's going to alert me on, and I could just follow that flow. If I'm day trading it, and then that flow changes categories on me, for instance, right here to here, which, that is a significant period of time difference right there. If it changes that category, and that category is going against me, and I'm in that trade, whether I'm in profits or a loss, I end it. And that's just a recommendation that has always, did well for me. For instance, right here. So, say, and we can just pull this one up on the chart, take a quick look at it. So at 13:55 Central, all right, 13:55 Central, it alerted its first bearish 5-minute mover, and we can see, that one really wasn't, well, not really, it wasn't, a great alert. This thing isn't going to be 100%. In my experience, for me, which I also am the creator of it, I'm averaging around 92%. But we can see how this bearish 5-minute mover wasn't a great alert at 13:55. But let's just say that I started shorting that thing right there. Now, when you start to enter a trade, you never go all in with your entire position size. Break your overall position size up into 10 entries. That may sound crazy, but I guarantee you it works. Because scaling into a trade is the key to success in trading. It doesn't matter if it's day trading or swing trading. That is the key to success. If you can scale into your trade, if that trade is going against you, you're not taking a large hit, and you have capital to wait for either that top or bottom, depending on if you're long or short, for that trade to work out in your favor. If you have to, take your losses, it won't be much of a hit. The key to scaling in is actually not filling up your entire position size. If you can do it on 4 entries and then it starts running in your favor, let that thing run and then take your profits. It's that simple. So let's just say right here at 13.55, I make my first entry going short, and then it's just not working out. It's going against me. So at 1400, the next candlestick, obviously still going against me. And then there's a 30-minute gap period. By this point, with how I trade, I would have only made my initial entry. And it's running against me. Just, really overall, just bad luck, bad alert right here. But I would have been very light in my position size. So this really wouldn't have been that big of a deal. And then here we are at 14.50, which is at the end of the day, and we would have ran out of time, by then. But I would have cut it back here once it got above that middle Bollinger Band line. But let's just say that this setup happened earlier in the day. When it rolled over to a bullish 5-minute mover, I would have known to cut that thing, and then I would have reversed it. So that's how you scale in, and that's how you follow the flow. Now, let's say we want to, filter a couple different tickers we see, going through. We'll look up, Goldman Sachs, since we already have it there. We'll check out AMD. Let's see. Ticker BA, Bowen, and ticker CSCO. You can filter any tickers that you want. Now, if it doesn't pull anything up for that is because in order for it to be in our system, it has had to have met our parameters for our algorithms. It's just not trying to find any trade for every ticker in the market. It absolutely 100% has to be in our parameters to be in our system. So you can filter that way to find your trades. And again, going back to what we said in the beginning, look for those companies that you're familiar with. If you're familiar with it, chances are you'll probably understand how that company moves in its daily trading activity. A lot of these companies that alert, I know who they are because, I day trade full time. Not everyone is as fortunate to be able to day trade full time. So you may not know who all these companies are. And again, that's why I'm saying find the tickers that are familiar to you and then just search them. Same thing for the swing trades. Just look for what is familiar to you, and this is how you find your trades using the TT Blackbox.